thank you for joining me for another Minecraft lesson. Today we're going to look at a geometry lesson that covers coordinate planes, the y and the x-axis, and identifying coordinate and writing coordinates. So, first things first is you'll want to build a grid. I did a 4 10x10s. And if you're working with just one plane for younger grades, you may just want to do a 10x10. I use signs to place my numbers. Now you could get creative if you want to try to make the numbers bigger and use some kind of text art, kind of like I did for my X and my Y, to try to make it visually bigger. But I was kind of lazy, so I just did the normal numbers. Now the materials I used to make this grid is block of quartz. For the frame, I used black concrete. For the yellow signs, this is your bamboo sign. For the pink signs, this is your cherry sign. And these right here are item frames. These allow students to place items into the frames. So let's say you want them to put a creeper head in a specific block where the frame is. They'll locate that frame and put the creeper head there. And then each of the colored blocks, these are different colors of concrete. And concrete comes in all different colors. So if you hit E into your inventory, you hit here, you're going to scroll down, look for your concrete, and you're going to see all kinds of solid, beautiful colors. I believe under terracotta they do too. It's just not as bright, and I prefer the brighter colors when working with students to easily identify what I want them to look for. Now, I have built border and deny blocks all under here. So let me show you. So here we have my deny blocks and my border blocks. My border blocks force students to stay within this area. This is because I'm going to host this to a small group. I'm a special education, and typically I like to take my small group students into a Minecraft world. If you are doing this, sending this out as a solo assignment, you may not want to add the border or the deny blocks. Now, as a host, when you want students to place items in these item plates, they are considered in the block frame in front of this. So let me show you what I did. I removed the deny blocks directly in front. That way students can place items here. So let me give you an example. I can place an item there. Whoops. Let me get myself out of world builder mode so I can properly demonstrate this. So here, if I wanted to break this, I cannot. If I wanted to place an item on a deny block area, I cannot. However, since I broke out this first row in front, I can now place items in the item frame. So I can place stuff on the blocks directly in front of the grid. So maybe you want them to place colored blocks instead of items in the frame. So maybe you want them to say, hey, I want you to place the blue block on a -1, -10. And then they can come over here and do that. But you do need to break out the first row of deny blocks directly in front of your grid. That way they can't break the grid, but they can add stuff to the front of it. Now I don't want to. By the way, quick little trick. If you stare at an item, hit your scroll wheel button. It'll put that item in your inventory so you don't have to search for it. Makes it quick and easy trying to fix stuff. So that's kind of how I built this board. Then I came over here. Of course, I always have a welcome board. Tells them they're practicing with X and Y coordinates. On the left, they'll find items to place in the correct item frames based on their coordinates. On the right, they'll locate each colored block and write its coordinates on the slate block or slate board. If you have questions, ask the help bot for assistance. double tap space to fly, just a quick rundown of instructions. As always, I have my help bot. He is linked to a Schoolite iChat specific to geometry, so when they hit this, it'll pull up the School AI, they'll type in their name, they can type in questions if they need help, and you can monitor this as a teacher and see what kind of questions they're asking so you know how to better help the student. And as a special education teacher, this helps so much. I do have a little reminder on the board here. Remember X first, then Y in a little format. Here to the right, they're going to locate the coordinates to each block, and they're going to add them to the slate block here on the front. The slate board is unlocked. If it's locked, students cannot type here. If it's unlocked, students can type here and put their answers. So they'll locate each of the colored blocks, and they're going to put the coordinates here. As you can see, on some of them I put the format. Some of them I just put number. And this is just an example if you even want that there. You could do X, Y so they can see the exact format, the number so they can just see how the numbers go, but they need to know, does the X go first or does the Y go first? So that's a few little options. You can set that up if you want that there at all. To each teacher is how they want. Now, let's look over here. I have the dragon head, the creeper head, the piglin head, and the zombie head. To locate these in the inventory, just search for head, and you're going to see each of them pop up. So what the student would do, they're going to say the dragon head goes to the 5, 5. They're going to open this. And then they're going to load the 5, 5. They know they need to be in the positive plane. So we have 5, 5, so it's going to go here. And they're going to add their dragon head. I like specific items, so when students are placing them on item frames, I can quickly see, is the dragon head in the correct area? If they're using all the same item, it makes it a little bit harder to determine, are they actually seeing the blocks where they need to go, or are they just randomly throwing them there? You may also want to include in the corners, maybe you want to add positive, or maybe you want to add a plus, so students can see the format of these. It's however you want. It's whatever makes it easier, depending how young of a grade you're working with. If you're working with special education, accommodations, it's so easy to put them into this map. But that kind of sums up how easy it is just to do a coordinate plane for students. And these are 2 quick activities where they're locating coordinates that you provide and placing items in the correct coordinates. And here is where they're finding the item and actually putting in the coordinates themselves. So they would just type here, I think it's 4, -7. And then you can see real quick, are they putting the numbers in correctly? And this may be a warm-up. This could be an exit ticket. This could just be a fun little activity for them. And if you want to stay a little bit longer, I'll show you very quick how to build one of these without it taking too much time. And I'm going to show you over here. So I am going to mark, oh yeah, I need to be in World Builder mode to pass my border. If you see the little red smoke, this is how far I put the border out. But I'm going to show you real fast how to do this. Now I know I want, say you want to do, I did not do a base border. I kind of wish I did, but I'm too lazy to go back and fix it. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Here's your 0 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, of course, you're going to put 1 on the outside. So now we know the white frame we want to go from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's my 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's my frame. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of level myself here. Actually, I'm going to level myself here because I'm going to be one down. I want the blocks to start from here, and I want to fill into the other. So I'm going to write in these coordinates real quick. So I'm going to do 11, 8, 89, and negative 293. I want to fill all of this to over here. Make sure I'm in the right coordinate. So from there to here, this is what I want to fill. So I'm going to hit Enter or T. I'm going to hit Fill. I'm going to type in those coordinates I was just at. 293. And then I'm going to do 3 little air guys. And then I'm going to type in quartz block. And now it's filled in for me. And then I'm just going to throw my frame. It's a little easier for me to just throw the frame up like this instead of me trying to. And then find your center point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 0. And then just throw in your, whoops. Well, trying to be fast and I'm messing it up. There we go. And then you'll find your center frame going from here up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and 0. Did I count that right? I did. Looks like I did. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to assume I did. And there you go. The hardest part is literally putting your signs up. But that's how quick you can throw up one of these grids. And you could maybe set this up in a few areas for different groups to work on them. It's completely up to you. But now that you know how easy it is to fill in and throw up a grid, you can use this for several projects. And you may want to start with a blank grid and have students fill in the numbers or fill in items. Maybe you want to use it for a graph. But this one is just for the coordinates. And I hope y'all enjoyed this lesson. I appreciate y'all joining me as always. Have a fantastic day.